And Honorable Lenguris, at some point, it has to reach a point and you say, it doesn't matter who is right or wrong, but we have a country, and the young, the old, everyone depends on that country and its success. So what do you think should be, because all of you are in positions of leadership, what do you think must be the path to looking for that sobriety and looking for solutions so that leaders can speak to each other, deal with their own concerns amongst themselves, and let Kenyans thrive?
Okay, Sam, I think we agree that the cost of living of this country is very high. Number two, I don't think it's the making of the current government. We found ourselves in this, and we must all work together in order to reduce the cost of living for all Kenyans. Organizing for demos will not reduce the cost of living. Looting in this country will worsen the cost of living. Destroying properties owned by Kenyans and stopping them from working, like what we lost yesterday, is worsening the cost of living for the Kenyans in this country. I think we have avenues that we can all work together, the government side, the opposition side, in order to reduce the cost of living and make the life of Kenyans better than it is now. The programs that we have as a country, the supporting our farmers with subsidy, with fertilizers, building of dams like the ones we have been discussing here before, ensuring that places that have no water can get water for irrigation, supporting women through SMEs, empowering our mothers to do business. I think those are some of the reasons, and those are some of the avenues that we can help in trying to mobilize our people to reduce the cost of living, also for them to be able to have money to take care of their needs. But organizing them to go to the roads, organizing them to go destroying properties of other Kenyans, organizing them to go on public holidays every Mondays, I think we'll be losing money like what we lost yesterday. We'll be destroying a lot of properties and also be losing lives, like the lives that we lost yesterday. My friend said here that the president should be held responsible, and I strongly believe that the organizer of the protest yesterday should be held responsible for the deaths that were caused yesterday. Because if you didn't organize for the demonstrations, those guys would not have lost their lives. But you call the innocent Kenyans, you use them on the roads. Afterwards, they run with their big vehicles, they leave them in the roads and even not knowing how they would go back to their homes. I think it's a situation that should stop. We should not be engaging our youths into programs or into demos that will not help them in any way, but we should engage them positively in programs that can help them. We have the hustler funds. Let us encourage our youth to apply for this funding. They can do businesses. Let us encourage them to go and do farming. Let us encourage them to do programs or activities that can ensure that they have something to eat, instead of taking them to the roads and killing them there. And we come here blaming the government and the police. I want in front of these cameras today to commend the work that has been done by the police yesterday. Because if it was not for them, I think we could be in a worse situation today. They have really contained the demos, and whichever happened was because the Protestants wanted just to destroy this country. And I want to thank the police for the good work they have doing, and we want to continue supporting them to act professionally as they did yesterday, to protect the innocent Kenyans, protect their properties, and protect their lives.
You know, Honorable Lenguris, I hear you apportioning blame where it should go. It shouldn't go to the president, it should go to the former prime minister. But I'm also concerned because I see different statements from the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, signed by Roslyn Odede, the chairperson, saying that they are going to call for investigations into that by IPOA, but also saying that the right to picket enshrined in the Constitution must be respected and honored. The Commission further affirms that any human rights violation or abuse in the context of these demonstrations must be investigated promptly, thoroughly, and impartially. That's the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights. But there's also a statement from some civil societies, CRECO among them, Kenya Human Rights Commission itself, KHRC, and Muhuri, and all of them are condemning the action by the police. I'm just wondering, how do we get out of that? Because if Article 37 allows people to picket, the police have their own protocol that allows them when to use force.
Yeah.
And people are probably vandalizing property. I mean, how do you apportion blame, and how do you resolve that?
Sam, we can look at what happened yesterday. You can see the protesters throwing stones to the police. Immediately in the morning when they started, in Kibera, they started throwing stones to the police. Number two, they started throwing stones, destroying the shops and looting immediately in the morning. So that, I think even whatever they did in the morning, that is what provoked the police to start using the tear gas. Because if they did not allow, if they allowed these guys to go on with what they had planned yesterday, I'm sure we could have been engaged in so much loss in this country.
So who do you hold responsible? Is it that...
It is the protesters and the planners of the protest.
Is it the citizen throwing the stone, or is it Raila Odinga, or is it President Ruto? Who?
First, for me, personally, as Pauline, the planners of these riots. And number one should be Raila Odinga, because he's actually the one who's using these protesters. Raila wants something in the government, because this is actually what happened in 2007. He organized demos for so many days, and then he resorted to getting the Nusum Kati. In 2012, the same thing. Even recently with Uhuru Kenyatta, he continued with the demonstration until the government gave in, and he was given a portion of the government. That is what he wants to do even now. You heard what my friend saying here, that they will continue with the demos every Monday. We will be continuing to have the public holidays every Monday, so that he will consistently disturb this government until they give in. But I want to tell my friends here that this is an organized government. We are not going to give in to your pressures.
Okay.
The government is organized. They have their own ways of addressing the issues that we are facing as a country, the issues of high cost of living. How do we go on reducing the cost of living? There are plans for this. Okay. And we sit with them in Parliament that they know all these plans. There are also ways of presenting your petitions. You must not go to the roads in order to present your petitions. You must not go to the roads to destroy properties in order to bring your petition. There are organized ways of bringing your petition to the government, and we are open to this.